Hi everyone, I'm Tania and Jaclyn. Welcome to my YouTube channel. Today we're going to talk about vicarious trauma. Hi everyone, I'm Tania and Jaclyn. Welcome to my YouTube channel. Today with me I have Jaclyn Roberts from my team. Jaclyn, you want to introduce yourself?
Sure. I'm Jaclyn Roberts. I've been with Tania's team for about a little over 2 years now, and I'm one of the therapists on the team.
So today we're going to talk to you guys about vicarious trauma. So for our first responder community, what vicarious trauma feels like is when you take one of those calls and it just grabs your heart. So maybe it's Sid's death, and it's 2 o'clock in the morning, and you, of course, according to Murphy's Law, have a child at home who's a newborn, and you roll away from that call, and you just have to call your spouse or significant other to make sure your baby's okay. And the first time they answer the phone, they're like, "Why are you calling me at 2 a.m.?" And you're like, "I just need you to tell me that the baby's breathing." And it just grabs you, and it hangs on to you, and that it bothers you. That's because we are human beings, and some of these calls really grab our hearts. So what happens with vicarious trauma is we kind of take it on. And I will tell you the mantra of vicarious trauma is, this didn't happen to me, so why am I so impacted? But the thing is that we as human beings absorb the pain of others. For the spouses and significant others, when you guys come home from a terrible shift and you're involved in a terrible incident, they feel your energy, they see your 1,000-yard stare, you have a headache, you have a stomach ache, you're having terrible dreams. Your spouse watches it on the news. They're kind of listening to whatever it is you're saying about the event. And then what happens is by day 3, they have the same headache, the same stomach ache, and the same nightmares. And that's because, again, we're connected. We absorb the pain of others. And so that is how vicarious trauma manifests itself. So I'm going to toss it to Jaclyn so she can talk to you about how it shows up in your children.
Children also experience vicarious trauma, and parents can really observe this through children's behaviors. When their behaviors change, their play changes, what they're drawing changes, something's just not right. Children absorb everything as much as you try and shield them. So say parent is a flight medic and there's a helicopter crash and you notice that the child is behaving differently, drawing pictures of helicopter crashes, even though you've tried to shield them from that, they've experienced vicarious trauma.
So when this happens, even if it's just the first responder who's impacted or the whole family, we love to treat the whole family. What we found is that if we have a first responder and they get help and they feel better, but we haven't tapped into their spouse, their children, then what happens is the first responder goes like skipping down the road, happy and healthy and like, woohoo, I'm free. And meanwhile, your spouse is at the starting line going, hold on, I still feel the same way. And I kind of resent the fact that you're happy. And so a lot of times what we do is we get the whole family in for care. It's a lot of individual work. Sometimes we pull them together as a family, but it's super important to remember that your whole system around you is impacted by your trauma. And that's simply because we are human beings. Anything you want to add in there?
I think you covered it.
All right, you guys take care. We'll see you in the next video.